Okay, before we leave, I'd like to introduce Golu, Vivek Goyal. So Vivek and me joined around the same time in TW Americas. And he's going to give us a totally different view on diversity and inclusivity.
Is it working? Yeah, okay. So I'm actually just going to take the discussion that these guys had on the gender equality and talk about probably a very taboo subject, especially in the Indian context, and talk about sexual diversity, a topic that is very relevant in America these days. And transgender members in ThoughtWorks, the ThoughtWorker employees who fall in either of these categories, and we have a community to help make ThoughtWorks a better place for people like us. And I'll give you some of my personal experience. Like Tina mentioned, I joined ThoughtWorks over 10 years ago in 2002 January, and I think all along my life I knew I was gay, but within ThoughtWorks it was a little difficult for me to be myself, in the office, because as a company you don't know how people are going to react to you, how will they accept you for what you are, and then at the constant we hear there are comments that are made against women and stuff. You also keep hearing there are comments that are made against gays. Oh, why are you acting so gay? Why are you wearing pink? Or stuff like that. So as then closet gay, it was just pushing me more into closet rather than giving me the power and strength to come out and openly admit to who I am and be proud of who I am. Fortunately, I got an opportunity. I went to US for an assignment, and that's when I think I got some more information on, yes, it is okay to be who I am, and I got a lot of support from the ThoughtWorkers in US. I did make some good friends, and I think we would talk about general subjects and diversity and sexual diversity, and I found that people in US were obviously more open because they are much more aware, and they have been talking about this stuff for a long time. So that gave me the courage to come out while I was in the US and come out openly in ThoughtWorks as well. At the same time, I still was not prepared to come back to India and deal with the same issue, because this was still a huge issue in India, and my perception was it will be still an issue in India even if I come back. I started after coming out to the ThoughtWorks in US, I did start coming out to like some of my really close friends in ThoughtWorks, so people like Vishy, Samir, Anand, Shiroy, Tina. These were pretty significant people who helped me a lot in making sure that, okay, I'm still the same person, they still loved me for who I am, and being different sexually did not change their feelings for me or anything at all. And in the same respect, nothing changed from ThoughtWorks' side as well. ThoughtWorks, for me, for ThoughtWorks, I was still Vivek Goyal, the guy who joined. My sexual preference had nothing to do with the way I was working or the way I was dealing with things, and it didn't change ThoughtWorks' perception towards me. Slowly, we started talking to various people, and we found that, I was not the only one. There were more people. There are people who probably still are in the closet and are not ready to come out. And it's fine. It's fine if you don't want to come out, because it takes for everybody their own sweet time. It's your own struggle. You have to deal with it. But my idea of coming here, like I think you mentioned, in terms of women diversity, it's not just women who have, it's the men also who have to be more careful. So I think my reason for coming here was to target and make some requests to people who don't fall under LGBT category, and ask them to be more sensitive towards your colleagues. Especially, like I said, especially in India, you just don't know who around you might be lesbian, gay, bisexual, probably not transgender at this stage, but even if unknowingly you make comments like, oh, he's talking like a girl, or why are you wearing pink in the office? What does all these comments hurt and push them more into the closet, rather than giving them the strength that you are supportive of these issues and they can be who they are. And ThoughtWorks as a company will be very, very, very supportive of who they are. You are taking that strength back from them and pushing them back into the closet. So I think my whole idea of coming here was, in addition to the gender diversity that we've been talking in India for a while, in US we've started talking about sexual diversity, and that's one topic that is of, I think, pretty close to Royce Hart and John Spencer, who's our market principal in Northeast, and we do a lot of things to make sure people in this community within ThoughtWorks are comfortable of being who they are, and we also are actually targeting some of those members outside the community to make them aware that ThoughtWorks as a company gives them platform to be who they are, and they don't they no longer have to lead a double life or anything of that sort. So just some food for thought. Just be more aware, more careful of some of the comments that you make. Just be more aware and sensitive to the people around you, and stuff like that. I think I'd like Vishy to give his thoughts, because I know him and I have been talking for a long time, and how as one of the non-LGBT members, how over the course of time he has been really supportive of me, and how he's also been instrumental in giving me some strength and courage and let me be who I am.
Pardon my French, but I used to be an asshole, right? And I probably am in a lot many ways, but growing up as an engineer, right, in an all-male college, right, my repertoire of jokes and my sense of humor included taking dicks. And another dear friend of mine, Chris Stevenson, they actually spent time and kind of got me sensitive to how they feel when we even innocuously make those statements, right? I know a lot of us who are not the LGBT crowd kind of think it's in good humor. It is not. It is not good humor to make any kind of dicks which can, insult somebody and make them feel they're less of a human being just because they are different from what you are. And that basic human sensitivity is what association with people like Chris Stevenson and Vivek Goel kind of brought in me. So my only request, treat the other person whom you're with as a human being, irrespective of gender or sexual preferences or any kind of differences that you see. That's all I have to do.
Hello, yeah. Hey, this is based on my recent experiences with immersion, and I have been talking to a few people, and I've had a lot of gay friends since I was at school, and we didn't really understand, what those guys are going through and why they have started to change their behavior and stuff. But I always felt very bad for them when they were marginalized and beaten up, right? So I have been making the time, like especially during immersion when I talk to people and say, we are a very tolerant company. What I realized is some of those guys actually flinched when I said, hey, we are tolerant. So I think there is that. There are also these, various away skits we've had in the past, and where all these jokes are just made very freely. And I don't think we've had conversations with those people about, let us stop doing all this or sensitizing. I think we need to put in a little more effort over here, because I've had these private conversations with Chris Stevenson where he tells me that maybe India is not doing enough. So I think that's an input for you guys actually.
Thank you so much. It's past 1:30 for staying here so long and participating in this. Thanks to our panelists. We are going to have lunch.